Hello, everyone. Greetings. Good morning, good afternoon. I see people from many places. Kaz has just come in, so it's good evening, or good evening to you, Kaz. Hope you're all good, all well, wherever you are. Please let me know quickly if you can listen, if you can hear me and see me. That is fundamental, just for now. And yeah, welcome to all of you. Welcome, Jaya. Welcome back to another day, another morning, another Dharma. So I'm assuming that all is good with sound and good. Thanks, Clive. Okay, so quickie. Welcome to you all. We'll be here for another hour today. Jaya will explore the theme for the week. You know how you can just engage at the end with the questions. Use the chat if that's what works for you, but please type question in capitals so we can know that you're asking a question, and that all your comments are welcome, of course. The other little piece is about Dana. As you may see, if you scroll up the streaming chat, there's a little text from Dana. I won't be long about it. Dana is our practice. Well, it's the practice of generosity in terms of what I can feel. It is the practice of generosity for us here. The way that keeps us going and engaging with this wonderful practice together. So if you can donate, use the link, and I will post that again at the end. Again, if you can't donate, you all know that you're welcome. That's why we're here for. So without further delays, everything seems to be working fine. So I'm going to mute myself and practice myself too. So thank you all. See you tomorrow.
So thank you, dear Jorge, and good morning, friends. And, lovely to see you arriving in chat and see how many old friends, old Dharma friends are here together this morning. So yesterday we began our meditation with the elements, with the earth element. And today it's the turn of the water element. So just sharing a few reflections about that before we have a nice, hopefully leisurely guided meditation, and then the opportunity for any questions at the end of it. So as I was saying yesterday, the elements appear in different places in the sutta, both with reference, or in the suttas, in the early discourses, both with reference to the body and reference to the mind. And many people, including myself, find it an inspiring and creative way to contemplate, to approach contemplation of the body and to reflect on the state of the mind. And as I was saying yesterday, also qualities of the heart-mind that we might evoke through contemplating these particular elements. And of course, at the time when the Buddha offered these contemplations, the perception of what earth or water or fire or wind or space meant would have been slightly different. The worldview was slightly different. There was no, what's it's called, moonshot. Nobody had, perhaps people who were adept in meditation could fly around the cosmos, but the normal person like you or me had not seen the world from outer space, and the view of the universe was different. And maybe the sense of the limitlessness of this very earth underneath us was more palpable. So as we speak about these elements, we're speaking about these, particularly the physical properties of earth, of earthiness and solidity, of water, wateriness and fluidity, of fire and fieriness. And so we can think of them, and we're asked to contemplate them internally and externally in terms of the body contemplation, for example. And so we can have a sense of this property of solidity and everything that is earthy within the body and everything that is earthy without, right to the ends of the imaginable universe. Similarly with water. And at the same time, it's inevitable, and this arose in the questions yesterday, that we find ourselves actually noticing, reflecting on, being reminded of the ways in which these elements are kind of being challenged in the way the manifestation of the earth element as this planet Earth is under great stress at the moment, not least from our own activities. And today, as we come to water, that's, for me, that's almost more palpable in my imagination, the way that the oceans and the rivers and the water supplies are challenged everywhere. That there's either not enough, there's too much, it's polluted in all kinds of ways. But to really, so we have to be a little bit choiceful in what images we choose to evoke, if these meditations are going to be used in the supportive way that they're intended, to create this sense of vastness, of our embeddedness within the totality of life, our dependency on these elements, and the kind of diminishing of ego that can come with that, the sense of this, I can't take this so personally when I reflect that the water element here is the same as the water element out there. So it's the aim is to bring a sense of equanimity and dispassion. And I also find that another reason that I love these meditating with the elements is that it's an opportunity for a sense of appreciation. And what we bring to mind and appreciate and acknowledge, imagine, contemplate, that feeds our sense of appreciation for it. So I actually think that it's even at these times when these elements in particular manifestations are so, we're aware both of their vulnerability as well as their immense power, that there's a way that we can meditate on them in a way that enhances our respect and appreciation. And what we respect and appreciate, perhaps we're motivated to care for better. So to turn that, that poignancy into something constructive. So that's just the way I tend to approach that, and my invitation to all of you to find ways of imagining that support our contemplations, and at the same time to nurture a sense of respect and appreciation for the natural world. So water, this element of fluidity and cohesion, is found inside the body and outside the body, all the way out to the oceans, the clouds, the rivers, the mountaintops, and out. We don't know where else it's found out in the universe, but there's definitely instances of fluidity, if not the actual chemical substance of water. And water has various properties of soothing. So there are images used, the similes around the development of samadhi and concentration, for example, talk about the way that water penetrates, permeates, and softens that which is hard. So there's this beautiful image of the body as one breathes in meditation being like a ball of bath powder on which water is being sprinkled, and the ball of bath powder is kneaded until the water completely penetrates, permeates, and makes soft and pliable this bath powder. Or the sense of the body being like a lotus submerged in a cool lake, and the cool waters of the lake refresh and penetrate the tissues of the lotus plant. Or like a lake being filled up from underneath. And remembering that ancient India, as modern India, was a hot place generally, and the sense of water as being something that soothes and cools. And we can bring this into our meditation on the body. Water also reflects. So, and this is, less obvious to us in the time when we have mirrors, just like I have on the wall up there. We have plentiful access to things in which to reflect and see images, but in nature, actually, still water is perhaps the most reflective substance that one finds. And so water is used as a metaphor for the mind, for the clarity of the mind. And this clear mind can become disturbed in all sorts of ways. All sorts of things can mix into it. But the fundamental nature of the mind is clear. So can we let the mind settle like a pool or a lake of water? That if we keep doing things to it, we keep stirring it up, it becomes very difficult to see clearly in it. But if we want the water to settle and become clear, what we do is we take our hand out of it and we stop throwing things into it. And gradually the water will settle by itself and become clear, such that we can see the different things moving around within it, and we can see what's reflected in its surface. So all these beautiful ways that water appears in different images in the teachings. But we're here to meditate principally, I know, so let us make ourselves comfortable, and we'll begin our meditation together. And I will drop in some suggestions about ways we might bring the water element into this meditation this morning. So finding your comfortable posture. Taking a deeper, fuller breath or two as an indication that we can really settle back and land more fully on our patch of earth. You can let your eyes softly close or just rest the gaze. And just as water moves naturally downwards, allow your attention to flow downwards to where your body is in contact with your seat, your cushions, your bench, your mattress, your carpet, whatever it is that you're seated upon. And sensing the whole body resting on the earth with its particular shape, particular footprint. Feeling that connection between this breathing body and the earth beneath. Different textures of contact, different pressures. Inviting a sense of relaxation or ease as you let the earth element of this body rest onto the earth element below. Recognizing ourselves as an outcropping of the earth. Small piece of earth resting on earth. And the earth is just breathing through us. The earth knows how to breathe, so the breath can just happen by itself. We can be aware of the earth breathing through us. We might imagine rich, loamy earth or fine grains of sand. Or have a real sense of the solid tissues and organs of the body, particularly the skeleton, giving a structure and uprightness to the body. Sensing our oneness with the earth and the earth element. And then sensing how there's also a softness to this body, to this breathing body. How the whole body is also permeated by the water element. Maybe most evident perhaps in the mouth, in the eyes, in the gurgling of our stomachs, if it's our early morning meditation time. In the soft tissues of the body, and the blood circulating and the lymph. All the cells of our body permeated by the water element. And in fact, there's more water here than earth. 70% or so of the body comprised of water. Water knows how to relax and be fluid. And as the breath waves through the body, as the body expands a little with the in-breath and rests earthward with the out-breath, the water element and the earth element mingle. Mingle and start to soften any tightness or tension, or to begin to soothe any areas of discomfort that we become aware of in our meditation. And this water element inside each body is shared by all the other bodies around us. Present in the earth, in our homes, in our gardens, in the green beings around us, in the sky above and the waterways and the oceans. And out, perhaps in places beyond the atmosphere of the earth. All the same water element. Connecting us all. On which our lives are completely dependent. So giving our appreciation and our attention to this water element. And perhaps at a certain point, just letting the attention come to rest with this breathing body. Sensing the presence of the water element within. An image that I love is to feel the waves of the breath, or imagine the waves of the breath like waves of the sea lapping on a sandy beach, the way that they soak into the sand and smooth out the crinkles in the sand. Allowing the sense of the body to become more soft, more fluid. So let's continue to rest the attention in this way, or whatever way you find most helpful. Practicing in silence for a few minutes together. If resting the attention very close into the body feels too difficult for any reason, maybe expanding that sense of to rest the attention with the space around the body, beyond the body. There's the water element inside the body and the water element outside. The earth element inside and the earth element outside. And if we notice any sense of well-being in the practice, really allowing that to soak in, to bathe in it. And it may even be that both things can simultaneously be true. That there are experiences or areas of difficulty or challenge, and also experiences of well-being. Really giving our attention to the well-being that might be here. And so we might also be able to sense the quality of the mind itself right now. Is it calm? Is it agitated, restless, worried? Does it feel spacious or cramped? Does it feel warm and friendly, grumpy? And noticing the extent to which the mind that sees restlessness or grumpiness is not itself completely restless or grumpy, has a capacity for clarity, for reflecting clearly what's happening right now. Seeing if you can give your attention to that clarity rather than to the grumpiness or whatever. Inviting the mind to become fluid, flexible, clear. And the less we fidget with it, the less we stir it up with speculative thinking, the more we tune into any easefulness in the sitting, breathing body, in this experience of sitting, breathing, the clearer the mind can become. So offering a bow to the water element, offering a bow to all of you for your practice. I haven't used this platform before, so I'm not sure how the bell sounds. I know on Zoom, for example, you can ring the bell and nobody hears it if things aren't switched right. So just relying on, great, thanks, Jorge. Good, I'm glad it sounds okay. So, yeah. So thanking you for your practice, and also just to offer my thanks for any dana that you care to contribute for these sessions. It also goes to support the livelihood of the teachers, and that's very warmly welcome. That's how we continue to spend our time practicing and offering these teachings. So bows for that. And are there any questions or comments from your practice this morning or from yesterday? Yeah. I realize I'm as I sit in the contemplation, as I was sitting in the contemplation, as always with these sessions, one realizes that there's, that there is so much that could be said. It's like, oh, there's kind of material for 2 Dharma talks here, and I'm trying to give it a snippet of it in an hour's session, half an hour meditation, without getting everyone completely confused. So, yeah, Doro, I've often wondered that too. Did the Buddha ever see the sea? He certainly spoke about it. So he often used the simile of the rivers flowing down to the mighty ocean, and the ocean as a simile for different things, including nibbana itself. And then he also used, of course, the water as in terms of, they're talking about the floods also, so the dangers of water. So water can be used to convey something vast, something cleansing and purifying, and at the same time, something that has a propensity to be dangerous. So Laura, yes, may your collarbone heal well. Yeah. So Natalie, I find the earth element easy to relate to in the body. Yeah, water is more elusive. Yeah. So the traditional teachings actually, in terms of the water in the body, kind of point one's attention to things like phlegm and bile and spittle and snot and urine and all these sorts of things, just any way in which liquidity tears, even grease, oil of the joints, and so on, all the ways in which liquidity shows up in the body. And that can be, sometimes it's a interesting, useful contemplation to take one's mind through they're called the unlovely aspects of the body, to undo some of our obsession with aesthetics. But I find this slightly more non-anatomical approach to sensing the water element in the body, more helpful. So what characteristics or qualities does the water element have in the body? I would say this softness. So, because I guess that's the the polarity or the opposition that one can create with the earth element. So it's kind of counterbalancing and mingling the sense of hardness, solidity, uprightness, firmness with the sense of softness and yielding. We could go yang and yin on that, perhaps. Yeah. So I guess we each have to find our particular way. It's not, there's the traditional instruction, and then what do we do with that? And as we say, we have this information, like the percentage of the body that is water. And so Kaz's comment is reminding me how also I was inviting yesterday a sense of, well, what could we take as inspiration from this in terms of the qualities that we might want to develop or feel inspired to develop in the mind. Like, so today, as I move through my day and encounter no doubt unexpected obstacles, can I flow round them or flow through them graciously or with a sense of ease? And this comes back to the instructions that the Buddha gave to Rahula, his son, about let your meditation be like water, because people wash all kinds of things in water, but the water itself doesn't complain. It doesn't make a personal drama out of it. And it just carries on flowing. It carries on being itself. So could we take that as an inspiration for how we meet the challenges of the day? And actually, also the Buddha talked about the purified mind, or the mind that's really well trained, being soft and pliant and malleable, like pure gold, which is the most workable of all the metals. And there's a liquidity, a sense of fluidity to that. Lovely comment, Jorge. Yes, tears are a good element to relate. Yeah, tears are. Well, one of my dear friends and Dharma colleagues is one of these people who tears up at the slightest provocation. It can be almost anything makes her tear up, either with joy or sorrow. And she talks about having a high water table. Maybe you've come across that expression before, but I hadn't. But that there are people who have a high water table, really connected to their emotions. Think of someone like the Dalai Lama and how easily he's moved to tears, but how he doesn't get stuck there. And so maybe we can allow our water table to come a little higher. If you're like me and the product of the English boarding school system and the offspring of product of the English boarding school system, our water table is squished somewhere right down below the soles of our feet, perhaps. And we can allow it through this practice of softening. Our Dharma practice softens us. Life softens us. Life not soften us, but Dharma practice can consciously soften us in a constructive way. We can allow our water table to get higher. Seeing if I missed any questions. No, looks good. Okay, so tomorrow morning we move on to the next element, which is fire. Let's see what we can bring to the fire. And so really encouraging you to, and all of us, myself included, to kind of when we leave the Dharma hall this morning, rather than okay, done, dusted, that's my tick my box, that's a good part of my day done, I'm a good girl now, I've done my morning meditation, to see whether we can let this actually flavor, color, some of the reflections and the inquiries seep into the rest of our day. So rather than we come to our meditation, it's in this box with our laptop or whatever, we shut the laptop, put the device away, and that's done. It's like actually we've opened the door on the Dharma hall for the day. And can we let our day happen inside the Dharma hall? How about that? Okay, so thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Good night if it's your night time, and hope we can connect again tomorrow. Thank you.